What if I told you that just one word, just one ancient sound, could change the way money flows into your life? Would you say it out loud, even if you knew it might unlock something you can never turn off again? And what if, within the next 24 hours, you started seeing signs, like unexpected checks, strange coincidences, or long-lost dreams suddenly resurfacing? Sounds wild, right? But listen, this isn't just some feel-good mumbo-jumbo. This word has roots in one of the oldest languages in human history. It was whispered by kings, guarded by mystics, and passed down only to those ready to receive it. And now, it's calling you. So take a breath, because once you hear it, everything could shift. If you're still watching, that means something inside you is already shifting. Maybe it's curiosity. Maybe it's that quiet voice saying, "This is meant for me." And listen, you're not here by accident. The word I'm about to share with you, it isn't just a sound. It's a signal, a vibrational key that could unlock something you've been searching for. But before we go further, I need you to do one thing. Comment below. I am ready to receive all the good the universe has for me. That's not just a comment. It's your signal to the universe that you're open, aligned, and ready. And hey, if this message feels like it's speaking straight to your soul, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. This is only the beginning. Let's be real. You've probably tried manifesting before. Affirmations, vision boards, scripting, maybe even full moon rituals. But deep down, something still feels stuck, right? Like the universe isn't answering your calls, and it's frustrating. You're doing all the right things, but the results just don't show up. Here's the truth no one tells you. It's not about how much you want it. It's about the energy you're sending out. The universe doesn't respond to words. It responds to frequency. So if you're saying, "I'm abundant," but inside you're feeling scared or doubtful, that's the signal that goes out. And that's why things don't shift, because your inner vibe isn't matching your outer desire. But that can change, starting now. Words are more than just sounds. They're energy. They carry weight. They stick to us. Think about it. Has someone ever said something to you that stuck with you for years? One sentence, one word. It had the power to lift you up or tear you down. That's not a coincidence. That's the vibration. Words don't just communicate, they activate. Ancient civilizations knew this. They didn't just talk, they chanted, they sang. They spoke in tones that aligned with their bodies and the earth, because deep down they understood something we're only beginning to remember now. Sound is creation. Now here's where it gets interesting. There's a specific word, a vibrational code, that's been hidden in plain sight. It comes from an ancient language known as Aramaic. This isn't just any language. It's one of the oldest spoken tongues used by mystics, prophets, and teachers. It wasn't just for talking. It was for transmitting energy. The word is ONARA. ONARA isn't a word you'll find in modern dictionaries. You won't see it trending on social media, but its root syllables, on and ARA, have shown up across cultures and spiritual texts for centuries. On is often associated with divine light, activation, or sacred beginning. Think of the ancient Egyptian city of On, a center of spiritual wisdom. ARA has ties to harmony, earth connection, and flowing alignment. When you say ONARA, you're not just speaking, you're aligning. It's the kind of word that doesn't just sit in your mouth. It vibrates in your chest. You feel it. And that's exactly why it works. Because abundance isn't something you chase. It's something you align with. You see, this word was never meant for the masses. In the old days, it was reserved for rituals, whispered in temples, carved into stone, passed down in secret. Why? Because it works. And anything that works this powerfully needs to be treated with respect. Let me give you a visual. Imagine an ancient priest standing before a fire, eyes closed, chanting ONARA as the smoke rises toward the stars. He's not hoping the universe listens, he knows it does. And that certainty, that alignment, is what makes the word so magnetic. And now, for the first time, this isn't just some ancient tale. This is something you can use. Because here's the thing, ONARA still works. Its frequency hasn't faded. Its energy hasn't died. It's just been waiting for someone ready to receive it. Someone like you. So if your heart just skipped a beat, if you're feeling chills, if something inside you whispered yes as you read this, lean in. Because this is where the real shift begins. People from all walks of life, skeptics, spiritual seekers, even those who never believed in energy work, have felt something shift when they started using ONARA. It's subtle at first, a clearer mind, a better night's sleep. Then, small blessings start to show up. An unexpected opportunity, a check in the mail, a long-lost friend reaching out. It starts with a word, but it leads to a completely new state of being. Let's talk about energy, not just in a spiritual sense, but in a very real, practical, everyday kind of way. You already know this deep down. You've walked into a room and felt tension before anyone said a word. You've met people who just made you feel good, without even trying. That's energy. That's frequency. Everything in the universe is vibrating. Science backs this up. Your body, your thoughts, your emotions, they all emit frequencies. And those frequencies, they attract things that match them. It's called resonance, like attracts like. So if you're walking around stressed, worried, or doubtful, even if you say all the right affirmations, your energy is sending out a totally different signal. Let me put it this way. You can't say, "I'm abundant," while feeling terrified of your bank account. That's like trying to smile while crying. It just doesn't land. The words and the frequency don't match. And when there's a mismatch, manifestation falls flat. That's the emotional block. Not because you're doing something wrong, but because you haven't tuned your frequency yet. Now, Here's where ONARA comes in. This word doesn't just sound beautiful. It vibrates at a specific frequency that cuts through the noise. It's like a tuning fork for your spirit. When spoken with intention, ONARA starts to shift your energy from the inside out. You don't just say it. You feel it. And that feeling is what begins the change. Think about a time when you felt truly aligned, maybe during a walk in nature, or a moment of deep laughter, or holding someone you love. That peaceful, expansive feeling, that's the frequency we're talking about. ONARA helps bring you back to that state, even when life feels chaotic. But it's not a magic word you whisper once and expect a miracle. It's a recalibration, a pattern disruptor, a signal to the universe that says, "Hey, I'm done playing small. I'm ready for more." And yes, the mind will resist it. That little voice might pop up. "This is silly. It can't be that easy." But let me ask you this. What if it is ? What if the missing piece all along wasn't a bigger hustle or more strategy, but a small shift in frequency? I've seen people go from financially stuck to flowing in weeks, not because they changed their job or found a secret side hustle, but because they finally aligned their energy with the version of themselves who already had what they wanted. One woman I worked with was drowning in debt, constantly anxious. She started a daily practice of ONARA, not for hours, just a few minutes each morning. Within 2 weeks, she landed a freelance opportunity that helped her pay off one of her biggest bills. Coincidence? Maybe. Or maybe she just finally got into sync. Another man, burned out, emotionally numb, used ONARA as part of a simple breathwork ritual before bed. Within days, he was sleeping better. He said it felt like his nervous system had softened. That, right there, is a shift in frequency. And here's the best part. You don't have to believe in it for it to work. Energy doesn't need your belief, it just needs your participation. So how do you start clearing emotional blocks? Start by becoming aware. Pay attention to how your body feels when you think about money, love, and success. Do you tense up? Get anxious? Feel like you don't deserve it? Those feelings are your starting point. They're not the enemy, they're the signal. Then, use ONARA as a vibrational cleanser. Speak it softly, speak it out loud, whisper it into your hands. Let it move through your chest, let it vibrate in your throat. And most importantly, Let it rewrite the story your body has been holding on to. Because your energy field isn't just a passive force. It's a living, breathing, creative engine. When you change what you emit, you change what you receive. And that's when the universe starts to listen in a whole new way. Let's get practical. You've heard the word ONARA. You've felt its weight. Now you're probably wondering, how do I actually use this in real life? Great question. Because here's the truth. A word is just a sound until it becomes a practice. And practice? That's where the real magic kicks in. So let's break down 4 simple, powerful ways you can start using ONARA today. Technique 1, the morning alignment ritual. Mornings are magic. They set the tone for everything that follows. But most people wake up and immediately dive into stress, checking emails, worrying about bills, scrolling through social media. That's like pouring chaos into your coffee. Here's what you do instead. The moment you wake up, before grabbing your phone, close your eyes. Take 1 deep breath. Place your hand over your heart and slowly, gently say, ONARA. Feel it. Let it fill your chest, your bones, your bloodstream. Say it 3 times. Visualize your day flowing with ease. Imagine money finding you. Opportunities appearing out of nowhere. People smiling at you for no reason. It might sound silly, but you're literally broadcasting a frequency that can attract all of that. Do this for 60 seconds. That's it. 1 minute that can change the next 1,440 minutes of your day. Technique 2, the pillow method. This one taps into your subconscious, the most powerful part of your mind. Right before you fall asleep, your brain enters theta state, a frequency of deep relaxation and open programming. It's the perfect time to plant a seed. Here's how it works. Grab a small piece of paper and write the word ONARA on it. Below it, write 1 thing you want to manifest. Be specific. A $1,000 bonus. 3 new clients. A peaceful conversation with my partner. Now fold that paper and place it under your pillow. As you lay down, close your eyes and repeat ONARA softly, almost like a lullaby. Feel the vibration carry your intention deep into your subconscious. Over time, this nightly ritual will start to align your inner world with your desires. And trust me, your dreams will start to change. People often report waking up with ideas, insights, or just an unexplainable sense of peace. Technique 3, the breath break. Life gets loud, deadlines pile up, doubts creep in, energy gets messy. That's why this next technique is about real-time resetting. I call it the breath break. Whenever you feel anxious, overwhelmed, or scattered, pause. Take 1 long breath in, hold it for 3 seconds, then exhale slowly while saying ONARA out loud or in your mind. This simple act does 2 things. It disrupts the stress pattern in your nervous system and retunes your energy. It's like hitting the reset button on your vibe. And the best part? You can do it anywhere. At your desk, in traffic, even in the bathroom if that's your only quiet spot. It's subtle, but over time, you'll notice those moments which used to throw you off don't anymore. You stay grounded, present, powerful. Technique 4, the energy anchor phrase. Let's be real. Most of us are walking around saying things like, I'm so tired, I'm broke, or this is just my luck. And guess what? That language becomes your identity. But what if you could replace those phrases with a new energetic default? Here's the practice. Anytime someone asks you how you're doing, pause before you respond. Internally say ONARA, let the words settle. Then respond with something like, I'm aligned and open to receiving, or things are flowing in my favor. You don't have to get weird or overly spiritual, just intentional, because your words shape your energy and your energy shapes your results. It might feel awkward at first, but after a few days, it becomes natural, and people will notice. They'll say things like, you seem different, and you'll smile, because you are. Each of these techniques on their own is powerful, but together, they form a framework, a lifestyle, a way of interacting with the world that tells the universe, I'm serious about aligning with abundance. And remember, this isn't about being perfect. You're human, you'll forget. You'll skip days. That's okay. What matters is the return, the recommendation, the choice to show up again. Because here's the thing, ONARA isn't a trick. It's a tool. It won't fix you, but it will remind you who you are, beneath the noise, the fear, the programming. You are energy. You are vibration. You are a magnet. So, what are you attracted to today? One woman used the morning ritual for just 5 days and got a surprise refund check in the mail. Another man swore the breath break stopped him from walking out of a stressful meeting, and instead, he landed a deal he'd been chasing for months. Real people, real shifts, all starting with one word. Let's talk real stories, because theory is nice, but nothing hits harder than hearing how people, just like you, actually used ONARA and saw their lives shift. First up, there's Maria, single mom, working 2 jobs, burned out, maxed out, barely sleeping. She stumbled across a video just like this one. Something about the word ONARA sparked her curiosity, so she tried it. No fancy ritual, no hours of chanting. Just 60 seconds every morning before waking her kids. ONARA, hand on heart, eyes closed. Week 1, nothing major. But she said she started feeling calmer, more centered. Then, in week 2, her part-time gig offered her a full-time role, completely unexpected. 2 weeks later, a family friend offered to help with childcare 3 days a week, free of charge. Her words? It felt like life started working asterisk with asterisk me, not against me. Then there's James, corporate guy, logical thinker, not exactly your woo-woo type. He heard about ONARA through a friend who swore it helped her business triple. Skeptical but curious, he began using the pillow method. He wrote ONARA on paper, added his intention, new career direction, slipped it under his pillow for 21 days. By day 10, he started dreaming vividly, visions of creative work, writing, storytelling. It didn't make sense at first, until an old college friend called out of nowhere with a freelance writing gig. That one job reignited his creative spark. 6 months later, James quit his corporate job and started his own branding agency. One word, one moment of openness. That's all it took. And then there's Kiara. This one gives me chills. Kiara was grieving. She had lost her father just months before, emotionally drained, disconnected from herself and her work. She didn't care about money. She just wanted to feel again. Her therapist suggested she try sound work. She found ONARA. Instead of repeating it aloud, she started humming it softly during her walks. No expectations, no agenda. One evening, she felt something crack open. She described it as a gentle warmth rising through my chest, like I could breathe again. That same week, she wrote a poem, her first in years. That poem turned into a spoken word piece. It went viral on TikTok. Thousands of people messaged her, saying it helped them process grief. That's the thing. ONARA doesn't just attract money. It attracts meaning, connection, peace, whatever you're truly craving. And no, it's not a wish and wait game. These people asterisk showed up asterisk. They didn't just say the word and hope. They felt it. They committed to the energy. They listened when the universe whispered back. So what does this mean for you? It means you're not starting from zero. You're stepping into a current that's already flowing. Others have walked this path. And their stories? They're not outliers. They're examples of what becomes possible when you shift your frequency and speak ONARA from the heart. Now ask yourself, what could your story be? Because somewhere out there, someone is waiting to hear your asterisk shift, your breakthrough, your version of, I started with a single word, and then everything changed. Even kids have felt the shift. One woman shared how her 10-year-old son started repeating ONARA with her at bedtime. Within days, his nightmares stopped. She didn't tell him what it meant, just invited him to say it. That's the power of vibration. It goes beyond logic. It works at the level of the soul. Let's be honest, sometimes people try ONARA and nothing seems to happen. They say it, they breathe it, they even write it under their pillow. And still, crickets. No shifts, no signs. So what gives? Here's the truth. It's not the word that's broken, it's the energy it's landing on. Think of it like planting a seed. Even the most magical seed won't grow if the soil is full of weeds, toxins, and rocks. In this case, those weeds are things like doubt, impatience, and subconscious resistance. ONARA isn't a magic trick, it's a frequency tuner. But if your inner radio is full of static, it's hard to lock onto a clear signal. One of the biggest mistakes people make: rushing. They try ONARA once or twice, expect fireworks, and when life doesn't instantly change, they drop it. That's like going to the gym twice and wondering why you don't have abs yet. This isn't about instant gratification, it's about energetic consistency. Another blocker? Saying the word without feeling it. You can't just say ONARA like you're reading a grocery list. You've got to mean it, feel it, let it echo in your bones. Remember, the power isn't in the sound alone, it's in the intention behind it. Here's a little tip. If you're saying ONARA and also thinking this probably won't work, guess which frequency you're actually broadcasting? Exactly. But don't worry, this is fixable. Fix one, slow down. Instead of rushing the word out of your mouth, take a breath first. Center yourself. Place a hand over your heart. Say it like it matters, because it does. Fix 2. Clear the static. If you're feeling blocked, journal first. Write out your fears, your doubts. Get them out of your head and onto paper. Then use ONARA to shift. Think of it as emotional hygiene. Clear before you call in. Fix 3. Make it sacred again. Light a candle. Play soft music. Turn the practice into a ritual. When we treat something as sacred, our energy shows up differently. ONARA responds to reverence. Fix 4. Consistency beats intensity. It's better to say ONARA for 1 minute every day than 20 minutes once a month. Frequency matters, literally. Real talk? Everyone falls off. Everyone forgets. The difference between people who shift and people who stay stuck is that the ones who shift return. They recommit. They don't treat this like a trick. They treat it like a tuning fork. So if ONARA hasn't worked for you yet, don't give up. Reflect, reset, and return. Because most of the time, the word is working. It's just that your energy is still catching up. One woman messaged me saying she almost gave up until day 18. That's when her old client, out of nowhere, reached out with a huge opportunity. Imagine if she'd quit at day 17. Energy takes time. Trust the process. So what happens when ONARA stops being just a technique and starts becoming part of your lifestyle? That's when the real magic unfolds. You see, most people treat manifestation like a one-time event. They say a word, do a ritual, then go back to their old habits, stress, doubt, fear. But true alignment, that's something you live. And ONARA can become the anchor for that new way of being. Let's start with mornings. Instead of grabbing your phone, imagine beginning your day with ONARA. Just one breath, one word. That alone shifts your default setting from reactive to receptive. You become available to life instead of fighting it. Then throughout your day, you build in tiny ONARA moments. Before a tough conversation, whisper it. Before opening a big email, breathe it. Before making a decision, feel it. These micro practices build momentum. They rewire your nervous system. Your energy begins to settle into a steady flow instead of chaotic peaks and valleys. And at night, ONARA becomes the bridge between your waking mind and your dreaming self. You're no longer falling asleep with stress. You're closing your day with intention. This isn't about perfection. You don't need to chant it 1,000 times a day or meditate in a cave. You just need to return to it again and again until it becomes second nature. And here's what happens when you do. You stop chasing abundance and start living it. You stop trying to force the universe to bend and you start flowing with it. The right people show up. The right ideas land. The pressure starts to lift. Because when ONARA becomes your lifestyle, manifestation stops being something you do and starts becoming who you are. And that, my friend, changes everything. One woman shared that she started saying ONARA every time she washed her hands. A silly habit at first, but over time it became her pause, her power moment. She stopped rushing. She started receiving. That's the lifestyle shift we're talking about. This is the moment everything starts to click. Because once ONARA becomes part of your flow, your mornings, your breath, your decisions, you'll begin to notice something subtle but powerful. Signs. Maybe it starts with a random compliment from a stranger, or a payment you forgot was coming, a job lead, a phone call, a quiet confidence you haven't felt in years. These are not coincidences, they're confirmations. Your energy has shifted, and now the universe is responding. You might even feel it physically. Goosebumps, a sudden wave of calm, a burst of inspiration that feels like it came from nowhere. These are the first signs that you're no longer pushing, you're attracting. One man shared that after a week of whispering ONARA every morning, he found himself smiling more. For no reason, people started treating him differently. "It's like I was glowing," he said. That glow, that's alignment. So if you're feeling something right now, a tingle, a pull, a sense of this is it, don't ignore it. That's your inner knowing lighting up. Because the moment you decide to embody this energy, the game changes. Doors open, conversations shift. You walk into rooms differently. This is the activation point, and once it's on. And it only grows stronger. The more consistent you are, the clearer the signs become. The universe starts to echo back your inner frequency louder and faster. What used to feel hard begins to feel natural. So now you've heard the word, you've felt the energy, you've seen the stories, and maybe, just maybe, something inside you has shifted too. ONARA isn't a trend. It's not a gimmick. It's remembering, a return, a way to realign with the part of you that's always known you were meant for more. No matter where you are on your journey, starting over, stuck in the middle, or ready to rise, this word is a tool you can carry with you. It won't solve everything overnight, but it will start a conversation between you and the universe that never really ends. And if you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell. Why? Because the next video is going even deeper. We're talking advanced sound codes, energetic cleansing, and how to amplify ONARA in ways you've never imagined. But more than that, share this video with someone you love, someone who needs a shift, because when we rise together, the vibration multiplies. Don't just consume this, activate it. You've already felt the shift. Now take the next step. The universe is listening, and your frequency is getting louder. Every action you take right now is energy. A click, a word, a share. It all adds up. So make it count. Start the ripple.